Be your own rescue and plan to take care of yourself. Hey guys, T2 out here. Welcome back to the Time Preparedness channel. The events of the last 10 days, 3 major events that left 3.5 million people without power. Here on this channel, we promote natural disaster preparedness. A lot of other channels promote World War III, zombie apocalypse, a civil war. And while, yes, you should prepare for those things, prepare for the things that are more likely going to happen, like your natural disasters, like your power outages. Like I said, these events over the last 10 days left 3.5 million people without power. To put that into perspective, there's 5 million people in South Carolina. 3.5 million people is 75% of my state. Now, the events that I'm talking about happened in 3 different locations. The first one that we're going to start off with is Hurricane Isaias. On August 10th / the 11th, Hurricane Isaias hit the east coast of the United States. Because of that storm, 1.2 million people were without power. After a week, 120,000 still remained without power, mostly in Connecticut and New York. So on August 15th, California had one of the biggest heat waves that they've had in a while. A transmission line went down, or a generator went down, or backup power went down. One event led to another, and 2 million people ended up without power that day. And the last event that I want to talk about also happened on August 10th. This was in Iowa. They had what was essentially a Category 2 land hurricane hit that caused multiple tornadoes and wind gusts of up to 112 miles per hour. That caused 250,000 people to lose power. Now, here on this channel, we talk a lot about natural disasters and how to prepare for them. Natural disasters can come out of nowhere, kind of like the Derencho or the land hurricane that hit Iowa. There's some of y'all who take my advice from other YouTube channels and say, hey, look, I got X, Y, and Z to prepare for this event. And that's awesome. That is great. But there's others who keep hearing the warning and keep listening, but don't do anything about it. In some cases, being without power was more of a nuisance. But as for California, it's 110, 115 degrees outside. You don't have power, you don't have AC. If you are susceptible to the elements like young and old people are, chances of heat casualties, chances of dehydration, chances of heat strokes, heat exhaustion skyrocket. So here on this channel, we put out a video at the beginning of hurricane season and said, hey, these are some supplies that you need on hand to help you through this hurricane season. People of Iowa, they don't ever get a hurricane. So why should they bother picking up hurricane supplies when they're nowhere near the coast? Then you have an event like this, and you throw your hands up and just think, what the heck just happened? If you had a basic hurricane kit with food, water, a way to cook, a way to charge your phone, in each of these cases, it would at least help you get by for a couple days. So before you go out here and you spend thousands upon thousands of dollars preparing for World War III or Civil War or alien invasion, prepare for what's going to happen first. On this channel, we said, hey, there's going to be a hurricane, and there was a hurricane. We said, hey, natural disasters happen all the time. And we have 3 examples of 3 different types of events that caused power outages across America. And yes, I understand power is not necessarily a needed item. If you have power, you can talk to your loved ones. You can charge flashlights, you can charge cell phones, you can watch videos on your phone, you can read a book, you can make sure that your elderly are taken care of. That is one of the biggest issues that we see every year when a storm hits. Whether it's due to a heat wave or due to a tornado, due to a hurricane, earthquake, whatever, you've got a lot of susceptible older folks who maybe can't face the elements as well as me and you can. Prepare yourself, prepare your family, pray for all these people affected. If any of you guys out there are watching, number 1, I hope you are safe. I hope your family's safe. Number 2, put down in the comment section items that you wish you would have or stocked up on prior to whatever event you were faced with having occurred. One of the biggest things that I see that would have been highly beneficial in all 3 of these cases is a basic generator or a basic solar system. While power is not necessarily needed for survival, it is very nice to have. Phrasing this to my state, having 75% of my state out of power, guys, I live in this small little hick town. We would be the last ones to regain power if an event like this did occur. All of these big cities come before me and my little hick town of 1,000 people. Be your own rescue and plan to take care of yourself. Again, this was spread out over multiple different states. How important is your city, your state, to the national government? Most of us had probably not heard of the Iowa situation because in the news it's the VP pick and it's New York being hit with a hurricane, and so they get dropped down on the totem pole. They're not as important per the media, not per me, okay? But there's people right now, a week, 10 days later, who still need help, who still don't have power. In some of the towns that were hit directly, it is stated that 75 to 85% of that town is without power. So in some instances, people are having to drive 50, 60 miles just to go get gas, if there is any, just to go get bread, just to go get provisions so they can last until the power comes back on. And by that point in time, all the food in the fridge and the freezer is trash. One of the biggest things that is often overlooked is water. Yes, have 3 days for water. People of New York have been without power for a week. People in Iowa have been without power for a week now. California, it's a very dry area anyway. So you shut the power off, you shut the water off. Be thinking of how you would get water. Is there a close water source to your house? Is it within walking distance? Or are you going to have to drive? Well, what if a tree's down? What if the whole forest is down? You're going to have to climb over a bunch of trees just to go get a gallon of water. Do you have ways to store that water? Or are you carrying it cup by cup back to your house? Do you have a life straw where you're going to have to sip out every single drop of water you want? Or can you set up a 5-gallon bucket adapter and filter water for the whole community? Do you have a way to charge your phone? Well, when that goes dead, do you have a way to charge your charger? Do you have a way to charge flashlights, headlamps? Candles are great, but what if somebody broke a gas line? You don't want to light up a candle and set your house on fire. So I hope you guys take note of this and do your own research and research what you think you might need in those situations. Again, these are 3 events that left 3.5 million people without power in different places of America within the same freaking week. Help's not coming for you. So be your own rescue, prep your own prep. Help out your neighbors. Alright guys, that's all I got for today. Again, if you were in the affected area, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe. I hope your family's safe. And leave down in the comment section what you wish you would bought or stocked up on and how you made it through your situation. Alright guys, that's all I got for today. T2 out.